The nutrition in our food has dropped nearly 70% since 1950. Less nutrition, less flavor, and more toxins in our environment. Hi, I'm Joe and I'm a filmmaker.
And I'm Jessica and I grow food.
So we're making this documentary because after over a year of working with Jessica virtually, finally met in person. She came over to our house and she started talking about growing food and farming, and within about 20 minutes my mind was blown. And that's because the information she shared with me I knew could do nothing less than save humanity.
The air, the water, the soil, hundreds of scientists saying tonight it is visual proof of global warming and what we all have to do next.
As climate change affects air pollution, scientists estimate 60,000 people could die in the year 2030 if it's not addressed.
13 million children in the United States of America, one of the wealthiest nations in the world, struggle with hunger. That's nearly 1 in 6 kids, either without access to healthy meals or sometimes without anything to eat at all.
The decline in nutrition in our food also correlates perfectly with things like adult and childhood obesity, cancer, asthma, autoimmune, and other chronic diseases.
The mineral and nutrition decline in our food also has the same root cause as water pollution and climate change: soil. The way the land has been farmed since the 1950s has had more consequences on our health and environment than many are willing to admit. The minerals in our food come from the soil. If the minerals are not in the soil, they cannot possibly be in our food. Humans need about 56 different elements to be healthy. So why are most farmers only using about 3 to 5 different elements on their land? Again, if it's not in the soil, it's not in our food. Another unfortunate consequence of those fertilizers is that they run off the land and end up in our waterways, polluting and creating dead zones.
We've learned the importance of the gut microbiome in humans. Turns out, plants need a healthy microbiome also to get the nutrients they need from the soil.
The fertilizers, chemicals, and degenerative farming practices of today do not support healthy soil ecosystems, and thus our plants are weak. Instead of trying to grow healthier plants, farmers apply pesticides and other toxins to fight the disease. So in effect, we are getting sick plants covered with toxins sent to our grocery stores to feed ourselves and our families. Healthy, living, mineral-rich and carbon-rich topsoil is the key to healthy plants, healthy people, and a healthy planet. When plants are healthy, they actually build soil by taking in carbon dioxide in their leaves, turning it into sugar and other carbon-based compounds, and pumping that into the soil into a stable form of carbon. If we had enough farmers and backyard gardeners farming in a regenerative manner, it would only take 5 to 7 years to bring carbon levels in the atmosphere back to pre-industrial revolution levels.
Not to mention, healthy soil actually filters and stores more water. Clean water and more water to offset droughts. Healthy plants also generate more food that has more nutrition, which is great since the population is obviously increasing.
And growing locally ensures more people have access to fresh food. All of these problems we are facing today solved by one action: growing food. Growing food is a way that regenerates rather than depletes.
This documentary has one big idea: that growing food could help solve most of the world's problems. And the mission of this film is to prove it. But we need your help.
This film not only provides evidence, but also resources for you to be part of the solution.
Check out the trailer and choose one of the awesome rewards below. And please contribute today.
And thank you so much for being part of the solution.
To fundamentally change the system, we need about 50 million people growing in their backyard, side yards, and taking responsibility for their own food production. There's a lot of new farmers that come into the business, they may think they have passion, but they haven't been tested.
I didn't see it coming because there was so many other times where I wanted to quit. I was way down. Pain's a good thing. If it wasn't for that pain, it wouldn't have gotten me to this.
I want to grow food for the masses. Good food, local food, organically grown natural food shouldn't be limited to people with money.
If we truly do want to heal ourselves and our families and our culture and our, planet, it's incumbent on us to get a little bit closer to life.
A friend of mine had a paperweight on her desk that said, "What would you do if you knew you could not fail?" And I thought, I would farm.